weeks. Shake, I'm saying, went to me and you be. Make I was in this time and I don't want to be never be at me. But
why has a mark? Wow,
but wow,
to the ample was Sanati here, what is it? Oh, yeah, we are doing with me. I'm more Mabaso. But I'll give the message about also watch you live from my one corner. Champion baby, now I'm running anyway.
You use a platform so not echo, you know, my junior.
Are they?
I was a PMD. Message you to platforms here, you may hear you, man. No, can't come before some say they're fasting. Why you do?
That's why you do. Junior.
My dear can't answer a chairman. What's your great uncle?
Yeah, DIABY, I think, say, right now, maybe a football now, but doing football, they drew in Pennsylvania. You need some resourceful personnel for them to run their football for you, and as for them to run your football club for you. And football administration, I think say when you have good resourceful personnel that are or more that kind of knowledge when it comes to managing football clubs, managing technical directory role, buying in good quality players to fit your identity of system of playing a football club. I think say so when you most of these people now some more work it is actually important so with as now a new sporting director. And then the baby a football in the Juno. Football is not only about coaching. So Obaka of top coach, say Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola. You talk about Arne Slot, Jürgen Klopp, Xabi Alonso, Julian Nagelsmann, all of these top football managers, not just about football club. Football right now as we speak is not about that. And football knows what to me advance in a moment. When you talk about incarnated in a case will be a football manager or regulatory, a certain portion of being a sporting director of a football club and also being a coach of a football club. So typical example, Jose Mourinho at Chelsea. Typical example, Papa Francis Las Vegas and Manchester United. Being a football coach and also being a football manager, managing Manchester United. That is the reason why Manchester for the past 13 years or more suffer from the absence of Sir Alex Ferguson because he was doing dual tax rule for Manchester United, being as a sporting director and being as one particular moment and also a developer as a football coach. But football now you can was and boss. So to sporting director in the about football you have a lot of roles and duties that you need to assign to that sporting director. One, he needs to regulate the ins and outs of about the transfer of players on the free football club and it's over to do my free football club name. So one, so managing that particular transfer rules that sporting director is said to be a good businessman or it's managing a football club in the very year. Or ton players the free football club they acquire other football clubs and he should also make sure that he gain a lot of profit and I say he maximizes a lot of profit for the football club. And he makes sure that when he is maximizing that particular profit for the football club, at the end of that particular season, club debates mean a lot of profit from more commercial value sales, being it partnership deals, being it sponsorship deals, and being it sell more ton players from that particular football club. One other thing is they say he has that particular power to appoint a head coach and also appoint a backroom staff for a particular football club. And he has that particular power to make sure say Obetima a whole lot of things to make sure say Obetima create an identity for the football club. An identity which will mark from the academy side to the top A level of that said football club. So when you go to FC Barcelona, when Johan Cruyff developed a good philosophy of football for Barcelona, he made sure that philosophy wouldn't be a team A philosophy, but then it will run through the academy of FC Barcelona from La Masia to the team B and even to the team A. So when you go to FC Barcelona, they have a particular system and identity of football called the tiki-taka system. So when Pep Guardiola came to the side of Barcelona, he needed to have one particular person combining with him advancing the rule of Johan Cruyff, that identity of football FC Barcelona, and it was Papa Nefertiti Bergestein at the time in our FC Barcelona together with Juan Laporta our FC Barcelona. So look at that particular moment in time, the kind of trophies on here, Edma FC Barcelona, it was very, 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 very efficient for Barcelona, making sure they will appoint a right sporting director, a right coach, and at the same time a right club president, making sure that the identity of that particular football club will be executed very well for themselves. Then you go back to Liverpool. After Rafael Benitez, that 2005 Champions League final, Istanbul. From 2005 to 2012, club Nibejigoye. 2013, Brendan Rodgers will come in and will try to do a lot of things for Liverpool Football Club. But at 2016, na club no kwana perform. They needed to go in a new direction for the football club, not going back to the English local identity of Liverpool, but they wanted a particular sporting director who will bring in new ideas and who will fit the ideology of Liverpool. So bringing in Michael Edwards, he needed to bring in another German tactician to the football club called Jurgen Klopp. Klopp, he understood the Liverpool core institution, making sure that these are people who are football and they love football. So what should I do? Maybe free Bundesliga and I am a mastercraft of the Gengen system of football and the heavy metal system of football. And Monsieur Andrea from Ernest Happel and Ralph Ragnick. So I will apply that identity and make sure that we will create an institution for Liverpool. So currently as you speak, Liverpool our identity, high pressing system, Gengen metabolic system of football. Jurgen Klopp free Liverpool, you will still find the same identity for Liverpool. Michael Edwards the free Liverpool cup. But then Arne Slot and then the sporting director currently as we speak for Liverpool, they are finding a good identity for Liverpool. So with the close number of years and Liverpool intimating the Premiership in 2019-2020, they broke that particular deadlock and they won that English Premiership. And almost that talk also into the Champions League 3 times in a row, making sure that Real Madrid from but then they will win the Champions League against Tottenham Hotspur in that particular final. Then you talk about Chiki Bergestan, even to Manchester City. This is a manner. When he was Barcelona maker once, he was a player for Real Sociedad and San Ocoba FC Barcelona. But when Guardiola needed him after Roberto Mancini and then Allegri, Manchester City, they needed a particular sporting director who will understand the ideology of Pep Guardiola, and he understand the tiki-taka philosophy, and he needed to understand Pep Guardiola's style. So bringing in Chiki Bergestan from Barcelona to Manchester City, it was a done deal for Man City. So when he came, look at the number of players that he signed for Manchester City, and look at the identity that they have created for Manchester City from the academy even into the team B and even into the team A. And it's a Man City, you love to see Manchester City because right now the identity is the total dominance football and the short display pass of football for the side of Manchester City. He was part of that Man City squad winning a lot of Premiership titles 7 times in a row, winning the Champions League, making sure they will win the FA Cup, they will win every laurels of the English Premiership and even domestic league, even to the extent say 2022-2023 season they will go ahead to win the treble in that particular season. It was all because of Chiki Bergestan and then Pep Guardiola combination. You go to Italy, then you talk about Juventus. Juventus score for Agnelli told it why so Okwakofobi Edine free the other football club the Naba, and that was the moment of offer Beppe Marotta to Juventus Football Club. When he came, he appointed Antonio Conte and they did a magic for the side of Juventus Football Club. Beppe Marotta CEO for Juventus he needed to appoint Fabio Paratici as a subsequent sporting director for Juventus Football Club, and they also created identity. Over Inter Milan, he needed to appoint Piero Ocelio to become that kind of identity, sporting director for them to win a lot of laurels for Inter Milan. But we are having a particular Arsenal Football Club. They've gone through a lot of process, and the project now, Edio Gaspar Shase, Edema Arsenal Football Club, to me, it do that particular picker a declining and retain that particular success in the last 3 seasons. But a drew honomono, Aquaco Bibi or Arsenal peak no motive drew an amateur. I was saying Arsenal winning a lot of trophies as we speak right now. But then Arsenal is not functioning very well. Mikel Arteta took over from Arsene Wenger. At the time, I know most of these players for Arsenal Football Club now my dream mentality and they say so Moody second or Moody third or Moody fourth now some qualify for the Champions League, they are okay. So the mentality for Arsenal football players, they say fourth, giving that particular qualification round to even the Champions League, they are okay. Mikel Arteta came in first 2 seasons, he was 8th on the league log. They did not play that particular Champions League, but then he needed to revitalize the players in terms of buying a lot of players. Edio Gaspar will come in and rescue that particular identity. So check it. Obeko, the Dutch, Nwakofa, Ayers for a good right full back. Not the number, during team, but not the number. Obeto, Ben White at the number. Leandro Trossard, Obeto on the number. Kai Havertz, Obeto the number. Thomas Partey from Atletico Madrid, Obeto on the number. Even Declan Rice from the side of West Ham Football Club, Obeto on the number. They were matching up, so competing with most of these clubs in the English Premiership. You need to buy quality players. But Abu, baby, Ejina Sesiano. Arsenal got to that particular level. And they thought it was a new gospel human. He felt say in November I was already a human tour because maybe what the identity project now if say Arsenal is not able to win a lot of laurels under on one Kasano watcher, say Korea say a being was here the amount of new gospel, so he needed to leave the football club. Now Andrea Berta ABOU, the side of Arsenal, and Kwambia over for Association Arsenal Football Club. This is a man. He is a typical businessman. He is a typical businessman. Oh, shall say Lombardi. And he is a businessman to me. Now he was a banker. Now all grown in micro on one own microfinance or no one making sure say at the time of Lombardi in Italy, he wouldn't be successful with that particular banking rule. It was also anymore the tour. There was this particular football club from Capnidolo, who were in the 4th-tier division of Italian football. That particular owner of the football club needed to call Andrea. So, football club. He came in and rescued that particular football club, promoted them into the Serie C of that particular league. The next subsequent season, he went to Parma. With the time of Parma, Parma, baby, and Parma down on the league log, they were 12 on that particular position. But after that same season, he was able to rescue Parma from going to relegation, and they were seated on the league log. From Parma, he went to Genoa, and at Genoa, he was able to rescue that same mission. From Genoa, by the side of Atletico Madrid, when he came in, he was a scout in 2013. He needed to learn that particular process because he thought it was being a sporting director at Genoa, being a sporting director at Parma is not the same tax na between Atletico Madrid. But at that time, na article 18 years in drought in terms of winning the La Liga. And he needed to actually rescue that particular mission in that 2014-2015 season. And he was that man who changed the face of Atletico. Being it one particular football club and competing with FC Barcelona, with the Real Madrid football club, he needed to come in, make sure he will assemble good squad for Atletico, and they will compete against Real Madrid and FC Barcelona. 2014-2015, they won the La Liga. They've won the Copa del Rey in 2013. They've gone to the Champions League finals twice with Real Madrid, and right now as we speak, Atletico in 2020-2021 season, they've also won the La Liga under the watch of Andrea Berta. This is the manner he has that particular track proving record. Say when he comes into your football club, he can easily win titles for you with the desired resources at his hand. He can easily do it for you. Don't forget. So when he came in after 2014-2015 winning La Liga, they needed to change the face of Atletico. To hear Antoine Griezmann at that time, no one resource that he needed to buy him from Real Sociedad in amount of 24.5 million euros to the side of Atletico. But when he was due, or Macho no more turned down FC Barcelona, or turned close to about 117 million euros for the side of Barca. At that time, almost any a lot of profit from that particular sale. So being a sporting director, you need to be smart. It's not only about buying and selling, but then you need to be strategic enough to maximize profit for your football club. Talk about Rodri. At the time of Rodri, the number. Rodri at the moment of 16.2 million euros. Turning down Manchester City, it was close by 64 million euros to turn down Man City. Now, Rodri Cascante is the Ballon d'Or winner of Manchester City, and he has won everything of Manchester City. Thomas Partey, before if you tell my youth Kuruma than the call, article. Tony did it for how many? Amount saying 45 million euros in the bar Arsenal. So he has that particular business-wise that he can easily manage the football club for you. Marco Llorente, Alvaro Morata, Diego Costa, these were that monsters. Papa and Andrea Berta, a created him article under Diego Costa. Coming to Arsenal Football Club, Arsenal do my back up. Right now, Bukayo Saka can 2 years contract. Kai Havertz. The modern one about them Arsenal to me this season has not been well. All those were proud. Arsenal, baby, on project now, they need a stand-out striker who can lead the attack in front of Arsenal Football Club. Ishak, Newcastle, definitely they will play in the Champions League. So going in to buy Ishak, it means any value will be cost. Benjamin Sesko no RP Leipzig no last season na Arsenal for penal. I don't think Semi clear to you Gaspar ultimate talk or swan ka brand debate because o making it clear to Arsenal say he want to stay in Bundesliga in 20 member Arsenal Football Club. Maybe and Arsenal will need a top striker, and I think so with the leadership of Andrea Berta, he can get them a good top-notch striker with my banging in the goals for Arsenal Football Club.
As if Victor Jokeris on any Dean commercial.
Yes, definitely. So
he's a top striker.
Top striker. Maybe Arsenal do no. project no more no. They need striker. They need strikers to be a juma. But when say William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, also contract one sense, and Papa we need to stop them. He needs to stop them.
Saliba need any style of play. One's all sitting.
That's about it all.
Saliba, wow, Saliba style of play in there. Or Chewas and Kakrabia.
But you see, this is a man. He has seen it all. He has seen it all, and I think he can easily convince Saliba to stay at Arsenal. So yes, and I say Saliba free Arsenal, it will be a big problem for Mikel Arteta.
As you want to, but also,